Hi guys, and welcome to this Divi WordPress tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, in our last video we customized this product page with the Divi inbuilt builder. In this video we're going to take it one step further and customize the rest of the page. So we're going to have this page turn into something like this, where we've got a similar background and different colored writing or what have you. It's not difficult, it just takes a little bit of time, bit of CSS. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open a notepad, blank notepad, just to copy my CSS into. You can put this directly into your theme options. If we go to the dashboard, down to Divi, to theme options, I'm on the general tab. If I scroll up to the top, general tab, down the bottom of here you'll find a custom CSS box, which is where we're going to place this CSS. You can place it directly in here as you do it, but I tend to put it in a notepad and then do it all in one shot when I'm done. You can of course put this on the page CSS or in individual, but probably going to use this for all the products, so I'm going to want to put it in the global CSS right here. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is I want to change the background color of this page to perhaps match that. Now, because we're changing the background color of the page, what you've got to bear in mind is any other pages with no specific background will be changed to this color. But because we're using Divi, which is awesome, and if you want to try it out, check out my affiliate link below this video. Every module that I've got on this site has its own background color, so this won't affect it. So just bear that in mind. You can always target pages individually. So I'm using Google Chrome here because it's got great inspector tools, and all I did was right click and I'm going to go down to inspect. And because I was on the main content there, you see over here when the inspector comes up, if you've got the elements tab, you've got highlight the elements tab, you've got HTML, highlight the styles tab, you've got CSS. Yours may be on the side or in a different position, but you can change that with these three little dots and put it where you want. I've got mine on the bottom, as you can see there. So the background color, I'm going to change that to a sort of gray color to match or go similar with what we got going on there. I'll try 222. I think that's too dark. Yeah, it's a little bit too dark. So I'm going to try 444. Because I'm using this color item, I apologize if my cursor goes a bit funny looking with that little picker item. Sometimes when I'm recording it does that, but should be alright. I'll keep it out of the way so you can see what's going on. Okay, let's try 444. I think that 222 is a little too dark. Of course, you can just adjust it this way if you want to. Oh, almost had it right there. Something like that. That's pretty close right there. What's that? 3E, 3E, 3E. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now what I'm going to do is copy from the hashtag to that closing curly bracket there. Control C to copy. Grab my little notepad and paste it in there. Put a couple spaces. Next thing I want to do is, because now we can't see our title or anything up here, is check on that title. Well, there was a title there somewhere. Inspect. And you can just roll up or roll down. Right click and inspect whatever element you want. Okay, so WooCommerce-breadcrumbs, let's change that to say white, which is FFF. Okay, that's good. Again, I'm just going to copy this. And paste it into my text pad over here. I won't keep bringing this across, I'm just going to do it. You see what I'm doing right here. Pretty sure there was a title up there, wasn't there? Maybe not. Maybe it was over here. Yeah, I guess it was there. Okay. And what have we got there? We can't see that. That's just the regular breadcrumb. I'm going to make that red. Let's make that red. There we go. So again, I'm going to copy that. This time I will show you again because I'm going to delete the stuff that we didn't actually change. So Control C, bring that across. And we didn't change the margin or the padding or the font size. So I'm going to just delete those and just leave the things that we did edit. Okay, good. What we got next? This title right here. Like I say, it's a little time consuming, but once you've done it once, it'll work for all your products there. Okay, product title, that looks like it there. We'll just see if we can put it on the product title right here. And I'll give you this CSS code under the video at the end of the video if you'd like to use it. If you're using Divi, this will work for any WordPress theme, but we're specifically working on Divi with this particular one. Say color red. Okay, that was fine. I'm only copying the top one. If you're just doing this, just remember to put a closing curly bracket. And I'm just going to paste that into my text pad. Like I say, I'm not going to show it every time when I do that, but you see what I'm doing here. Price. And again. Yep, that's fine too. Obviously, don't use red if you don't want to, but this is what I'm using because I've kind of used that sort of theme in the rest of my site. So and again, don't forget to put the closing curly bracket on there. Okay, this here wants to be white. I think that's a short description. Okay, this time I'm just gonna right click or double click on this so I can edit it, or you can right click and edit as HTML. I'm going to copy this. It's a class, so I have to put a dot in front of it. Control C to copy and drop down a couple dot because it's a class. Paste in there, open and close some curlies, give it a bit of space. Then in between I'm going to put that color red and see if this will work. And to check if it's going to work, I can just put it under the element style here, and that should... Oh, actually, I want that white, but let's put that in anyway. Yeah, that's fine. But I actually want that white. There we go, that's fine. So I just got to change that in my little notepad over here. Of course, put in whatever color you want. Button, we need to change that button a little bit, and I think that's an Elegant Themes button right there. Yeah. Cart button. Let's try see if we can put in. I want background red and I want the writing to be white. Yeah, that worked fine. And then I should be able to put in color white. And that should do the writing. Yep, that's fine too. So again, I'm just going to copy this. Paste it in my little notepad. Remember to put the closing curly bracket on. And move on down. And looking up at that, I need to change that border color. Obviously, I don't want that white border. I mean, it works all right. I need to make that border red. So let's actually go back up here. and our code's still in there. So I'm going to say border red. Just copy that and add it to what I just did just now. Now when we move on down, that should be correct. So yeah, as you can see, there's no white border now. Okay, so this one right here, post ID looks like. I wonder if we can do the whole thing. Product meta, color. What do we want? I guess we'll give it red. Okay, so that just did that first bit, and I guess the other bit's the span after it. So we'll do that. And again, I'm going to delete the stuff I don't want. Like I say, it takes a little bit of time, but only at first. Once you've done it once, that's all you need to do. Now let's have a look at this little bit right there. Okay. I'll make that white. There we go. Control C, paste it in our little notepad here, and don't forget to put the closing curly bracket on there. Okay, moving on down. We're getting there. I'm going to leave everything there as fine. You can do that background color and that text if you want to, but I'm going to leave that just as it is. Okay, so we just got a few things left here. Okay, you can actually just copy the highlighted one here, but I'm going to go ahead and copy all of it just in case there's some different categories that at a later date when we add different products. That way we're covered if you copy the whole thing. Okay, so that's all posted in my notepad. And last thing on this particular page. So there's our price. Again, I'm going to make that red. And I want to make it a bit bigger, so I'm going to take that font size up to, I don't know, 22 pixels. Double click on the 14 there. You can either select it and roll it up with your mouse until it's your desired size, or just type in whatever it is you want. 22, that's fine, right, like that. So again, copy that, put it into my little notepad. Okay, that's that page done. We're going to have to do the same thing. I'm not going to do it, but I'll give you the code and I'll go through it. We'll have to do the same for your checkout page and your cart page. But you'll notice now, if I get rid of that inspector, once I hit that refresh button, it's going to revert back to how it was because we haven't actually put that CSS in. And when you work with the Chrome inspector, of course, it's non-destructive. So it just changes it in your browser. You see, it's gone back to how it was. Now, I've got my little notepad full of code here. I'm going to select it all, Control A, Control C to copy. Let's go to our theme options. And I'm going to give it a title, which is always when you're doing CSS, a title, you need to put it in between / */ / and it goes in between the two stars. That way it doesn't get read by the browser as code. And I'm going to say product page. So that way, if you want to re-edit anything, you've got a nice title that you can find it easier. If you've got hundreds of lines of code, that does make life a lot easier for you. And now I'm going to hit Control V and just paste all that in there that we had in our notepad. Go down, hit the Save Changes button till we get our check mark. There it is. Back to our product page. Now when I refresh, it should go back to the way that we edit it if everything's working correctly. Good. Everything seems to work fine there. Occasionally, some styles... see, that's not worked. Inspect. Why has that not worked, I wonder? Price. Okay. See, occasionally, if I scroll out so we can see, you might have to put important after it. You see above we got that exclamation mark important. It's because there's some classes overriding it somewhere. So let's just select that. Now I've put exclamation mark important in there. There, it's forced it to do it. Don't want to use that if you don't have to, but it looks like we have to in this particular case. So I just need to go back to my options. And I think that's probably the last entry we had anyway, so I'm going to copy that. There it is, right there, color red. Important. Save that. Green check mark. Get rid of the inspector. Let's refresh now. And go down to those prices. Yeah, they've stayed the correct color that time. So that's fine. What I'm going to do is, because no point watching me any further do this, I'm going to quickly do the cart and the checkout pages. And like I say, I'll drop this code below the video. If you want to use it, you're welcome to. If not, you know, go through it and do it yourself. Like I say, it's a little bit tedious, but if you want to customize your site, make it stand out from the others, it's worth doing. So I'll just pause this. Okay, I've gone through and I've done the checkout and cart pages and just added some more CSS here. What we've got at the moment is, here's our cart page. We've just got to do a couple little more tweaks to make that work correctly. This is beforehand, before I've applied the code. If I refresh this, this is what we get, but there's a couple of things need to be changed here. You can do this manually, or I'm going to show you a quick way to get these to the right colors easily. Checkout page, it's the same thing. We've got that wants to be red really. And there's an easy way of doing this. What I'm going to do is go back to the theme customizer, which is under Divi, theme customizer. And I'm going to go to color schemes. And by default, it's set on default, funnily enough. And I'm going to change that to red. Hit the publish button. That gives the site sort of red highlights, which works with what I've got going on here, sort of red and black color scheme. So now if we go back into that page and I refresh, those highlights should turn into red. Let's have a look, see if that's worked. There you go. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted. And same with the checkout page. Now when I refresh, this should highlight in red, which is great. Now this side here, you can either go in and individually do this, but what I prefer to do is I don't want that sidebar there at all. I just prefer to get rid of it. So if we go to edit page, we can simply go down to page layout on the right hand side here and select no sidebar. Update. When it's saved, let's preview it. There we go, sidebar's gone. That's exactly what I wanted right there. That's fine. And exactly the same thing for the cart page. That's fine. No, that's not got a sidebar anyway, so that's fine. We're done. So we've got our product page, we've got our cart page, and we've got our checkout page, all totally customized with a bit of CSS. So there you have it. Like I say, it's a little bit tedious, takes a little bit of time, but it's worth doing if you want to customize your site and just have it stand out from the rest a little bit. Like I say, I'll pop this code down below. If anybody wants to use it, you're welcome to. Obviously, just change the colors to the colors that you want. Should work for most WordPress themes using WooCommerce, because looking at the code, seems to be mostly working on WooCommerce, so it should work for most sites. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in web development, take a look down below. We've got some great free courses, as well as some premium courses with some huge discounts for our YouTube subscribers. So do take a look. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.